Hey, what's up, everyone? It's only me. It's Dave, and welcome to yoga class number 134. Wow, they just keep plowing by these weeks, don't they? And as we come into that period where there's relatively quiet period, isn't it? Like as we go through November, and then everything starts to ramp up, and people get really busy. So this is a really beautiful time. I think I was talking about it last week, to come into yourself and to kind of practice a little bit of mindfulness in yoga, which is exactly what we're going to be doing today. And if you have arrived on your mat, then a wholehearted congratulations for making it this far, because it's an effort, right? It's always an effort. Every time we get onto our mat, every time we commit to our practice, that's taken something for you to get there. So I applaud you. Regular, steady, gentle practice. So well done for making it that far. And we're going to do a little bit of movement today, a little bit of breath work, some grounding breath here at the start. And then I thought what we'd do is we'll probably move a little bit more than we normally would. But that doesn't mean you have to do everything. What I should say with breath work and movement, do what feels good for you. You know, if it doesn't feel good, please don't push it. Being challenged, there's nothing wrong with that at all. But what I would say is that please don't push through any kind of sensations that don't feel great. With the breath work, anything with breath work that makes you feel a little bit anxious or just uneasy, please don't use that breath. You know, always take care of yourself. And this is the thing, you know your body a lot better than me, you know your mind better than me, and I trust that you will take care of yourself. And then I will just guide you through it. But if you think, no, not for me, I'm not doing it, please don't do it. If it's just an aversion and the mind gets in the way and you're thinking, I don't want to do that because it feels a little bit too energetic, well, maybe give it a little go. But don't push through anything that doesn't feel great. Look after yourselves, and then you can look after the people around you. Not that it's your role to look after the people around you, probably. Maybe it is, depending on the circumstances of your lives. But you have to fill this up first, right? You fill your cup up, and then you can let your goodness meld beautifully into other people. That's the plan anyway, isn't it? Right? Always have to start with compassion and love, self-love, and then we can move it forward. But it's always a practice, right? We call this a yoga practice or a breathwork practice or, you know, a mindfulness practice. We're just practicing, people. We're not trying to be experts at it. Who wants to be an expert at anything anyway? Too much pressure, right? So we just gently go into these practices with an open heart and an open mind and just see where it takes us. There's no pressure. There's no drama. You know, yoga's probably the right thing for you right now. Might not be, but you got this far. So let's practice together. All right. So what was I going to say? We're going to do a really nice breathwork called box breathing, because it's super, super grounding and it just sets us up for the physical practice. So let me just do a couple of things. First of all, I'm going to take my watch off because I don't want to have my watch on. And also I can see here, this chair, this bag is annoying me, so I'm going to move that out of the way. I'm in my flat today, as you can see, not a space to breathe, but it's nice to practice here sometimes. All right, box breathing, get super comfortable. Remember this one, I say it pretty much every week. If you want to sit on a chair, if you want to sit up against a wall, then feel free to do that. If you want to prop your hips up so you're off the floor and it feels a lot easier to sit, then do that. I'm going to grab this cushion, everyone, because it's just there, and I'm going to place it underneath my hips, and I'm going to sit up a little bit higher. Oh, that feels nice. You can see I can just raise my spine a little bit longer and my hips drop down, my knees feel a little bit more relaxed. All right, something simple with the hands. Maybe the palms are face up, and we can do this one. It's called prana mudra. So you're bringing the thumb and the little finger and the ring finger together. So you're like that. Yeah. So thumb, it just touches onto the little finger and the ring finger, and then the index and the middle finger just stick out. All right. So this is a nice life force mudra, and this will create a lot of energy within your body, but a gentle energy. So maybe close your eyes, maybe just soften your gaze. Now let me talk you through this. Box breathing, nice and simple. You inhale, you hold the breath at the top. You exhale, you hold the breath at the bottom, and then you start again. So think of it like a box. As you move in, inhale, pause, exhale, pause, and then we move again. All right. And you might even visualize a box as you breathe. Okay. So Your choice what you do with the eyes. Then let's talk through a few rounds together, and then we will maybe just drop into our own practice, because our rhythms are all going to be slightly different. Okay, here we go. So inhale through the nose. Pause the breath here at the top. Exhale through your nose. Pause the breath at the bottom. Inhale. Pause. Exhale. Pause. Inhale. Lungs are full. Pause. Exhale. Lungs are empty. Pause. Inhale. Pause the breath. Exhale. Pause the breath. And then just on our own pattern, our own rhythm, inhale, pause, exhale, pause, just for a few rounds. And then wherever you are, just complete 2 more complete rounds. So start again on the inhale. And if you've already finished, then you just come back to a regular pattern of breath. And just take that in. Notice the changes that have probably occurred. Very subtle sometimes, but hopefully feeling more grounded, a little more ready for your practice, a little less flighty, anxious, whatever you were feeling, hopefully feeling calmer, right? And if your eyes are closed, then blink the eyes open and give the fingers a little bit of a wriggle. And then bring your legs out. I'm going to move back onto my mat in a moment, but I'm just going to stay here because I'm sat on this cushion and it feels rather fine, everyone. I don't want to move. All right, we're going to come back to a seated position. A little bit of yoga philosophy. Not too much, everyone, but something came to me when I was doing that breath pattern. I tell you what, though, this room smells amazing. I've got this candle burning, and I'm just curious about what is it? It doesn't say. I'm getting to that point where I can't read labels. It's terrible, isn't it? Anyway, I think it's lavender. Anyway, it smells beautiful. Right, so a little bit of yoga philosophy. So we're thinking about calmness there, thinking about calming and grounding breath. And by the way, that practice is lovely to do at any time of the day before you go to bed. Beautiful, beautiful time to do it. But any time where you feel a little bit, ungrounded, or you feel, Yeah, it might be anxiety. It might be that you're in a stressful situation, but you give yourself a little bit of time to step out of wherever you are. A breath like that can be beautiful. We sometimes do another one called 5-5-5 breath, where you inhale for 5, you pause for 5, you exhale for 5. So it's very similar, but you just don't have that extra hold at the bottom. And that's a really beautiful breath as well. And it's the same principle, right? Calming the central nervous system. And the Yoga Sutras, which were written thousands of years ago by a guy called Patanjali, he wrote this whole text called the Yoga Sutras. And interestingly, in the Yoga Sutras, the physical form of yoga is only mentioned, I can't remember how many times it is. It's like 4 or 5, something like that. It's hardly ever mentioned. The actual, what we think yoga is, which is about, throwing shapes and coming into down dog and doing sun salutations. He hardly ever mentions that, but he talks about the philosophical aspects of yoga and about living. And it's kind of this beautiful framework for life, right? That doesn't mean that we're all looking for, perfect spiritual enlightenment, and life's messy, right? So we kind of thread hopefully a little bit of yoga philosophy into our lives and see how that changes us. But the first Yoga Sutra is just "and now yoga." That's all it is. It just says "and now yoga," which is what you're doing now. You just starting to practice, whether it be your 1000th time practicing or it be your first time. And then the second Yoga Sutra, I love the Sanskrit for this one. It's called Yogas Chitta Vritti Nirodha. Yogas Chitta Vritti Nirodha, which is basically yoga is the calming of the fluctuations of the mind, or the mental whirlpooling of the mind. Is the Chitta Vritti. Chitta Vritti is the kind of the whirlpooling. We get in our heads and we go crazy and we overthink and we kind of get so cerebral, And the thing about yoga is it's a mind-body practice. So instead of getting stuck here, think ourselves out of problems and anxiety and stress, and we can't do that. It's not how we work. We have to get into our body. We have to get into our heart space. We have to kind of like calm the body down. Kind of like that is the important thing, right? The parasympathetic nervous system, which is what we want to tap into a lot of time in yoga, which is where we calm, we rest, we digest. It's the left-hand side of the brain. And we want to be here a lot of the time because we're way too much in the right side where we need that, right? Sympathetic, where we're busy and we're moving and we do all the stuff that we have to get on with in life. But let's spend a little bit more time here, all right, in this parasympathetic. I should be quiet now, really, shouldn't I? And just get on with some yoga. Anyway, right, but that was yoga, right? It's philosophy. Right, I'm going to move back. Help yourself, if you're not on your mat, to come back onto your mat. And we'll be seated still. So if you want to make any adjustments, then feel free. Oh, it feels quite cold back here. I just created a nice warm space there. Let's do a little twist. So inhale, sweeping your arms up into the air. I dreamt about this. And then exhale, just twist over to the right. So the left hand on the right knee and then the right hand behind. So you can see I've got length in my spine. Now I'm going to inhale, find a little bit of length, and then exhale into your twist. So there's your movement. Inhale, find length. And exhale into your twist. One more like that. Nice deep inhale. And a full exhale. Gently come back to center and then inhale, sweep your arms all the way back up. As you exhale, twist over to the left, so right hand inside the left knee or on the left knee, left hand behind. I press into my fingertips because that's readily available to me. Inhale, find some length, exhale into your twist. Not a big one, just a nice gentle opening twist, feeling the spine twist open and the axis. Deep inhales. And full exhales. One more like that. Nice deep inhale. And a full exhale. Come back to center. Take an inhale, sweep your arms up. As you exhale, frame your hands through heart center and then do that one more time. So inhale, reach up to the sky. Exhale, frame the hands to heart center. And then this time, inhale, sweep the arms up. Clasp the hands together. Point the index fingers up. So the index fingers are pointed and then your thumbs will probably quite naturally cross. So the thumbs are crossed and then the index fingers are up. It's like the Charlie's Angel kind of mudra. All right. Inhale, find some length. Exhale, just bend over to your right. Inhale back to center. Bend over to your left. Not about the depth, just the sensation. Inhale to center. Bend over to your right on an exhale. Inhale to center, bend over to your left. Inhale to center, over to your right. And then keep breathing, but hold here. just bending over to the right. Maybe look beyond the left armpit. Just be gentle with your neck. We'll go there in a moment, but nice and gentle. Your next inhale brings you back to center. Exhale over to the left, and then maybe just gently turn your head towards the right. One more round of breath. Nice deep inhale. Full exhale. Inhale, come all the way back up, and then exhale, bring the hands down. Swap your legs out. Bring your other shin in front. If you're sat in a chair, by the way, that's all good. You could have done all that on a chair, couldn't you? And you probably adapt your practice. I can't see it. It's beautiful having the virtual village hall because we can reach out to so many people with so many different practices on this weekly basis. But I can't see you, and I do miss that sometimes. But I trust that everyone is enjoying their practice. That's the plan anyway, isn't it? All right. What was I going to do? I was going to do something different, and then I forgot. We're going to move through the neck. That's what we were going to do. So then just begin to draw some circles with your head. Maybe matching this movement with breath. Be nice and gentle. Notice where you hold tension within your body. Maybe inhaling as the head comes up. Maybe exhaling as the chin falls down. Noticing any areas of tension, tightness, resistance. And when you're ready, just swap that out the other way. Come back in the opposite direction. And inhale, bring the head all the way back up. Exhale, let the breath go. Beautiful, really nice. Place your left hand on your heart, your right hand on your stomach, and just maybe set an intention for the rest of the practice. Could be for you, could be somebody who really needs this intention which you're setting now. It could be something as simple as, I resolve to remain present, or I resolve not to judge myself. It could be anything, right? Just set an intention that sits well in your heart. And then if your eyes are closed, come with your eyes open. Beautiful. We're going to come and stand, everyone. That's exciting, right? So come to stand any way that feels good for you. And we're going to move a fair amount. And there's going to be, what I should say is have your feet about hip width apart at this point. I'm just going to talk to you a little bit. There should be a few rounds of sun salutations, some variations of sun salutations. So you might be thinking, oh, I don't want to do that. Well, don't do them. You don't have to do all the movements. Feel free to kind of drop out, come into child's pose, or remember you kind of just match a movement that feels good for you. But anyway, if you're here with me, from the top of your mat, go nice and wide with the feet. Have the feet about hips width apart, and then just begin to kind of rock into the feet a little bit. You can kind of sway the hips side to side, maybe draw some circles, maybe bring the weight into the outer edges of the feet, maybe into your toes, the ankles. Don't worry about these movements, it doesn't matter. Keep breathing though, and notice how the four corners of your feet feel. We want to be standing nice and tall, shoulders are rolled back. In fact, we'll do that in a moment, but let's just keep moving the legs here. Nice. And then from here, maybe just walk the feet in just a little bit, so they're now stacked underneath your hips. A little narrow, but not too narrow. And then just roll your shoulders. I'm going to face you. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to face you doing this. You're from the top of your mat, but just roll the shoulders up. Roll the shoulders down. Nice, simple movements. Nice. And then just come back the other way. Maybe the eyes remain closed here, or the gaze can be soft. And then just repeating that movement we did when we were seated. Inhale, sweep your arms up, Cross the thumbs, push the index fingers up towards the sky. Inhale, root down through the feet as you lengthen. Exhale, over to the right. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, over to your left. Inhale to center. Exhale to the right. Inhale to center. Exhale to the left. Nice. Inhale to center, and then exhale, bring your hands all the way back down. All right. Right hand on the heart, feet a little wider now. Little dynamic movement. Inhale, left arm to the left. So we just sweep the left arm out to the left. Exhale, right arm to the right. So inhale left, exhale right. And don't worry too much about what this looks like. We just begin to kind of swing the body open. Might be a little flex through the legs. Give yourself a little bounce. That can feel quite nice. But don't worry about this too much. Inhale left, exhale right. And then just begin to slow that down, kind of let go of the movement a little bit, kind of let the arms be nice and heavy. Beautiful. And then come all the way back to center. Take an inhale. And then a full exhale. Beautiful. Bring the hands so the palms are down, and then bring the hands onto the belly. Breathe into your belly. And then just 2 rounds back to that box breathing. So nice deep inhale through the nose. Pause your breath. Exhale through your nose. Pause the breath. Inhale. Pause. Exhale. Pause. And then release the hands down and just give the fingers a little shake. One more movement here before we flow from the top of the mats. So what I'd like us to do is, again, bring the palms, so now they face up. Okay, so palms are facing up. Take an inhale, raise the hands up. As they come up, turn the palms towards you, and then the palms down right above the head. Stretch up high here. That's all on an inhale. As you exhale, with the hands facing down, the palms facing down, push all the way down. Imagine pushing this energy, push and pull. As you inhale, turn the palms up. You get to about chest height, turn the palms towards you, and then turn the palms down all the way up. Just so you get that nice rotation through the shoulders. As you exhale, push the energy down. 2 more times. Inhale, turn in the palms, then towards you, then all the way up. As you exhale, push that energy down. Connect deeply with your breath. Inhaling up. Exhaling down. This time from the heart center, inhale, push the palms out. As you exhale, bring the palms together. Imagine you can feel this energy. You might be able to feel this energy. Inhale, push the palms out. Exhale, bring the hands together. One more time, inhaling. Expand everything out. Exhale, hands come together. Beautiful. Fantastic. And if you're not there now come to the top of your mats. All right, nice simple movement, but will require a little bit of energy, a little bit of activation through the core or the center of our body. So with the hands from heart center, inhale, sweep the arms all the way up. As you exhale, bring the hands all the way back down. We're going to do that 2 more times. We're going to build on this. Inhale up, maybe look up towards the palms. As you exhale, bring the hands all the way back down. Here we go. Inhale up. Exhale down. Just arc the arms down, nice and wide. All right, this time, inhale up. And then as you exhale, just fold in deep. Come all the way down, over the legs. And then press down into your feet. Nice generous bend in the knees. Inhale, come all the way back up. And then exhale, frame your hands to heart center. So there's our movement now. Inhaling up. Reach up towards your ceiling. Exhale. Hinge at the hips. Come all the way down. Nice. Inhale, come all the way back up. Exhale, hands to heart center. 3 more times. Inhale up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Final time. Inhale up. Exhale, fold. Nice. Press into the feet. Inhale, come up. Exhale, hands to heart center. All right, let's just move that on just a tad. So inhale up. Exhale, fold. This time, inhale, lengthen. So you come up halfway. Here's your flat back position. I come up nice and high. So you want to lengthen your spine as much as you can. Nice. As you exhale, come all the way down. Let's do that a few more times. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Come up a little higher maybe this time. Inhale, lengthen. Draw the hands up onto the thighs. Exhale, fold. Nice, everyone. One more time. Inhale, lengthen. Come up halfway. And then exhale into your fold. This time, inhale, press into your feet. Sweep the arms high. Sweep them wide. All the way up to stand. As you exhale, frame your hands to heart center. Nice. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, fold in deep. Inhale, lengthen, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, press into the feet, come all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Take a break if you need to. Keep moving. Inhale up if it's good for you. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Press into your feet. Inhale, come all the way back up. Exhale, hands to heart center. One more time like that. Inhale up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Beautiful. And then just breathe here. Left hand on the heart, right hand on the stomach. Close the eyes if it feels okay. You feel comfortable, or just keep your gaze soft and then just breathe it out here. Inhaling, exhaling. Beautiful, really nice. All right, bring your hands back to heart center. From the top of our mats, your feet can be nice and wide here. Take an inhale, sweep the arms all the way back up. Repeat these movements. Exhale, fold in deep. This time, inhale, come up halfway. And then flatten your palms down somewhat and then step your right foot back. Nice big step. If you need to kind of take your time stepping it back, that's cool. Before you come up, look at your left knee and your left ankle. Line them up and then inhale, sweep your arms up and just come into a low lunge. It's not about lunging in super deep. Just breathe into that right hip, that right thigh. Maybe you feel it all the way through your quad. Deep inhales. Full exhales. Nice. From here, take an inhale. You're going to open the arms out to the left. So left arm back, right arm forward. You can look straight to the side. You can look down the right arm, or you can look back down the left arm. Try and roll your shoulders into a position where they feel somewhat neutral, somewhat balanced and in line. And really think about that left knee and the sole of the left foot. That will really help you stabilize here. Take one more deep inhale. And then as you exhale, look forward and then swoop your left arm to meet your right. And then bring your hands inside the left foot. All right. From here, maybe shuffle the right knee back a little bit. And then with long arms, I don't want you to come down here. Just come into a lizard lunge. So just breathing it out here. Beautiful, really nice. From here, see if you can step that left foot back to meet the right. So we just come into an all fours position. Tabletop. Inhale, drop your belly down. Lift your head, lift your heart. Exhale, round your spine. Inhale. Exhale, round the spine, push into the hands, separate the shoulders. Inhale, heart elongates, spine is long. Exhale, round your spine. 3 more like that. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Final round. Inhale, spine is long. Exhale, round into the spine. And then inhale, come all the way back to center. Tuck your toes under and just come into downward facing dog. We're not going to do many. We might only do one. Maybe bend the knees. Enjoy this maybe single downward facing dog. Head is nice and loose. Think about the center of your body, that center line. Draw the navel up and back. So it might seem a bit ridiculous, but you know, where there's not too much weight in the arms and legs, you kind of feel it at your core. Nice. Bend deeper into the knees and walk yourself to the top of your mat any way that feels good for you. Nice. When you arrive, take an inhale, come up halfway. As you exhale, fold in deep. Inhale, come all the way back up to stand. And then exhale, hands to your heart. Nice. All right. Left side. Inhale up. Exhale, fold in deep. Inhale to find length. Come up halfway. Exhale, hands down. Left foot back. Drop the left knee. Quick look at the right foot, the right knee. Nice line between the two. And then inhale. Come up into your low lunge. Nice. Breathe in here. I'm not too worried about what happens with your arms. Relax your shoulders wherever you are. I always like to have my hands about shoulder width apart. Gives me more room here. Little bend in the elbows is perfectly reasonable. And then we're going to turn and twist over to the right. So inhale to find length. Exhale, open the arms to the right. So there's a little kind of movement here at your torso, at your navel, and then lunge back into that right knee as you press the top of the left foot into the floor. Maybe look down the right hand, maybe look beyond the left fingers, maybe just turn to the side. Roll the right shoulder back a little bit more. That's probably the one that's causing you a little bit of tightness. Take one more deep inhale. Take a full exhale, and then bring that right arm to meet the left. And then just bring the hands inside the right foot. Maybe shuffle the right foot out a little bit. And then again, just in a high lizard lunge. Not asking you to kind of sink in deep here or bend the elbows. Just little movements. Maybe you want to come up onto fists. What feels good for you? Nice, everyone. Beautiful. And then from here, bring the palms back down and then just step that right foot back to meet the left and find yourself back in a tabletop position. 3 rounds of cat and cow. Inhale, drop your belly down. Lift your head, lift your heart. Exhale, round your spine. Inhaling. Exhaling. And then inhale, come all the way back to center. And we're going to come into child's pose. So your knees will be nice and wide. Maybe your big toes touch. Now, if you have something like a bolster or some blankets, you can always place a bolster in between your legs. You certainly don't need to do that. I'm just going to use it as a little aid today, just to make it a little bit more restorative. And then just settle into a child's pose that works for you. I'm going to turn my head to the right, but we've probably all found different versions of the pose. Just settle in for a few rounds of breath. Maybe close your eyes and feel this deeply nurturing pose here. If you were like me and you're on a bolster and you want to gently bring your head to the other side, then help yourself. Good time to do it. Just think a gentle stretch of the spine. Nice compression into the belly, really aids digestion. Wherever you found yourself, if you had a bolster, then that's all good. Otherwise, bring the hands back towards the knees. We can all do that together. Remove anything that you had underneath your body. And then we're just going to flip over onto our backs. I'm going to spend a little bit longer here in Shavasana today because it sometimes feels a bit rushed, and Shavasana is such a smashing practice to come into, and lovely final posture. But before we do that, come down and hug your knees in towards your belly. And the more you squeeze the knees in, the more you'll feel your lower back release. Maybe rock around a little bit. You can hold around the backs of the thighs as well. That's perfectly reasonable. And then bring your feet down onto the mat. Open your arms out. And then just drop your knees over to the right. As you do that, if the neck feels nice and open, maybe turn your gaze to the left. Shoulders are relaxed. Knees are falling to the right. Nice and wide with the feet. Inhale the knees back to center. Drop them over to the left. Maybe turn your gaze over to the right. Nice, everyone. Beautiful. Just a couple more rounds of breath. And then eventually inhale, come all the way back to center. One final, hugging your knees in. And then lengthen your legs. Or find a Shavasana that works for you. You don't have to have the legs long, but if they are, let the feet fall open. Bring the palms so they're face up. You can always have the feet planted on the floor and the knees bent so knees are touching. This is constructive rest. This can feel nice. You can lie on your side. You can lie on your front. You can sit. You can come to a seated position, your choice. And then from this point here, just begin to come out of your Shavasana any way that feels good for you. Maybe wriggle the fingers and the toes. Give yourself a good stretch if that feels good. You can lift the arms, let the arms fall behind the head. Maybe hug your knees in towards your belly. And then roll over onto your right hand side. Just take a couple of balancing, relaxing breaths here. And then pushing into your hands, pushing into your arms. Come all the way back up to a seated position. And find yourself in a seated position that feels really good for you. Nice work, everyone. Beautiful. Really nice. Put your hands onto your knees. Maybe close your eyes and notice the effects of your practice today. Thank yourself for turning up. And then bringing your hands to heart center, bowing down, wishing yourself well, wishing everybody else well. Namaste. Thank you, everybody. It's really nice to practice with you all. I'm just going to turn the comments on. I see who was here. Irene was here and Jackie's here. Nice to have you guys with us. Anyone else that was out there, I hope you enjoyed it. Namaste to you, Irene, as well. Take that good energy that you've created with you and let it all shine out from your heart center in all your interactions. That's the power of yoga. Thank you, everybody. Hopefully I'll see you next week. I will be back. I will probably be in the space to breathe, but let's see how my week takes me. But whatever you're doing this weekend, have a really beautiful weekend, everyone. And try and do a little bit of yoga, bit of box breathing. Just try it. Loads of good content online and lots of these breath practices that are available to us. But find one that works for you. All right, everyone. Look after yourself. Thank you for the Virtual Village Hall for hosting me again. Beautiful people. And I'll catch up with you all next week. See you. Bye.